Hello, it is January the 9th, 2017, and we got a video clip here I wanted to point out. Now, from a warfare perspective, I want to point some things out to you. One is for those that find themselves in a future type situation, you'll know better what to do. And I'm going to point out the wrongs and the rights that took place in this video. Let me show you.
Could be facing life imprisonment or perhaps even the death penalty on a range of federal charges. You mentioned the TMZ video. There's no audio on that. It's not clear how they got it. There is an investigation by law enforcement into how they got it, but we should warn viewers that they might find this video disturbing.
Okay, now if you notice that he walked up, he had the gun. Now you could make an argument is he waited until he was in front of a camera. Why wait until in front of the camera to carry this out? Now, when you first initiate, it's like as if he was waiting to purposely be on camera. Now, that could have been argued either way. But if you see the video, when he first shoots, he's shooting with conviction. And then if you see his response, it's like, oh shit, this is not a dream. Now, for the fact that he was in Alaska telling people or authorities that he's hearing voices and just something is consuming him, which would be the extinction energy. That's the best way I can explain what is happening here. Now, the thing is, now he has the gun, he's in control. And then he's flying off as if he's fearful. Now, you have to see the whole video. And of course, this is you can't see his face, but when you look at the facial expression, is when he shoots and realizes that person went down, then it's like, oh shit, this is not a dream. Now, if you're hearing voices, so at some point in your hope and faith to try to make sense as to what's happening or what is consuming you. Now, at that point, then he goes into fight and flight, meaning a thing of fear. Well, you got the gun. People are fearful of you. So these are telltale signs. As, you know, if he had come to my office and he's saying, I'm hearing voices, then I would have taken certain measures to identify, is this extinction taking control of him because for whatever reasons. Okay, now let me show you of these people here. Who would, if I was the gunman and I'm doing warfare, who would be dead and who would be alive? Okay, let me show you.
The shooter fired 15 different shots.
Okay, now if you notice, they still stood up. They were panicking. And so with my line of shot, everything is basically when you're in an event of someone shooting, you are to drop as if like you're lifeless. If you're not dropping, then you must stay facing the gunman so you know what the hell he's doing. Because in the event that you have to lunge yourself at him and attempt to take his gun away. Now, if you notice that the people who were sitting here, they automatically dropped like they were almost lifeless, getting down low. And these people hesitated. So just this hesitation here, they'd be dead already. These people over here, they just drop to the ground as if they're already dead. Okay, I mean, because in the event you have a gunman, you have to give him the least amount of target. So when you're standing up and to the back, is you give that gunman a wide target to shoot at. And if he's doing a headshot, you know, and see this person here, he has a side angle. So either a front angle or a side angle. If I was a gunman, he's giving me a wider angle to shoot him with. So people, these are the things that are preparations that people need to be aware of in the event you are that close to a gunman. Now he's running away this way. So if you're going to go this way, run backwards so you can at least keep an eye on what the hell he's doing. And get low, as if all the life in your body just exempted you. Just took you down. Get down low. Because the thing is, the reason for that, as to why. Now, in the event he's shooting people and you get down low, okay, in the excitement of this, and he's took off several rounds and shooting at people, when he turns back around, there's a little bit of discombobulation as to who did he actually shoot. So when you're down low and you're pretending to be shot, you know, it is for the fact that, okay, he doesn't have to shoot you because he's already shot you. It's the illusion. You want to give him the illusion. You want him to recollect as to who he shot, you know, for multiple reasons as to why in event. Now, if you're in a stampede, then the obvious you do not drop is because otherwise they're going to stampede all over you, and the stampede itself will kill you. As I illustrated in my other video on the tarmac of people lining up in a straight line. Now, as I had showed you here, is now he's giving me a side view. Dead, they're going down. So as they're going down, see his headshot? Okay, I'd have to be a really good sniper to get to that range or the target. And as this shooter said, he was primarily going after headshots. And then this woman back here, you know, hiding behind here. I still have a headshot here, and she's giving me a side view of her head. The side view of your head is much wider than the front view. So you have to keep in mind of these things as to what do we do, and what ends up happening. A lot of people panic. And like these two people here, and I'll back up the video so you know what I'm talking about. But it's critical. It will come down to, if you do the right things, that you survive and get to go home and kiss your family.
15 shots from a single handgun, he was able to kill.
See how they're still standing up. If I was a gunman, they would have been, I already plugged 3 holes in their head. Now,
and wound 6 eyewitnesses.
Okay, let's back this up. So take notice of the people sitting here and over here. Boom, they're dropping.
The shooter fired
and these people here are still standing up.
15 shots
they're dropping.
Single handgun, he was able to kill 5.
So, at this point, me, if I was the gunman, she'd be dead. He'd be dead. Her. And they're trying to hide. Meaning that you can't get behind cover fast enough. So when you're that close to a gunman, you just have to drop. Now with me, with my type mercenary, I'm going to look at the gunman and I'm going to make every effort as soon as he turns his head, and I want to be in his blind spot in hopes that I can stop him or take the gun. But let this be an example. So if you find yourself in a crisis situation, always remember, keep yourself small, drop, and then you don't drop that you are obvious. That's why you keep awareness. If you're in the middle of a stampede, don't drop. If anything, the stampede will kill you. So let's back this up.
Methodical killer, certainly also.
Okay, for the fact that he went to Alaska, to show responsibility. Now, I'm not saying I'm taking his side, but it paints a different picture here. And then for the fact that his natural human response here, one, it was a conviction. And then when he saw that the person dropped, that was like a realization that this is not a dream. What's happening in my head is not a dream. And then, of course, out of fight and flight, now he's already in the motion. Now he's doing, because he said he had prepared for this. Okay, because when extinction consumes you, it's now it's like you think you're operating under your own will, and actually it isn't. So there's multiple things at play here. But these are the things as a problem solver I have to look at from what is natural and what is not natural. And then he runs off like as if his life is in jeopardy. The fight and flight mode. And when you watch the response of people, this guy over here is still standing. And then everyone drops. And they're still trying to drop. They're trying to hide. Always remember, if you're that close to a gunman, you don't have time to start searching out to hide behind. You just got to drop, and you're hoping on the probability that he doesn't remember who he is shooting. So when he looks back, he just assumes he's already shot you and you're dead, and he's trying to find the next person. Because if I turn around and I'm trying to maximize my kills, and I know you're in this position, that means I haven't shot you yet. But with these people back there, and I have already, say, whipped off 20 shots, I have to assume that I've already shot you. So that's the illusion. If you're going to put illusion in there, that's what you want to do, because in the height of energy and thinking is that the gunman is going to make mistakes. Now, someone of true warfare would be able to recollect exactly strategically what he's doing, where he's doing it, who he is shot, because everything is strategic. So if I was a gunman, I'd turn around, and like I just explained, they'd be dead, they'd be dead, they'd be dead, because this gunman has made mention he's doing headshots. And then for the fact that you're still standing, that's not an element of dead. So just keep this in mind in reference to this shooter in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I'm glad Fox brought this, Fox News with Fox Friends, bring this up. Now, I believe TMZ got a hold of this. But, I mean, this is the information that I would need to start deciphering, problem solving, as to get to the source of the problem. Because if you misdiagnose it, meaning I'm a detective and I got someone come in claiming to be the murderer of a crime, and maybe it's a multiple murders, and he's just there because he just feels he's not being recognized. He's not really the murderer, but he just wants to take the credit of it. So that's why it's important. One of many ways and why we have to make sure, damn sure, of certainty, that we fully understand what's happening here. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to create another bad situation and put more people in harm's way. So that's why we have to be thorough in our understanding, even down to the perpetrator or the person that carried out this act of violence. With that, this is EvereTT Pierce, January the 9th, 2017. Thank you for your time.